So Nigeria is rolling out a brand new pilot program, and it's all about making the world of digital money and crypto a whole lot safer for everyone. But what exactly are these new rules, and how are they going to work? Let's dive right in and break it all down.
I mean, think about it for a second. When you use any kind of digital service to send or invest your money, how can you be absolutely sure it's secure, that it's protected from shady activities? This is the big problem that Nigeria is really trying to tackle here.
You know, it's a feeling we can all relate to. Whether you're paying a friend back or buying something online, you just want that peace of mind. You want to know your transaction is safe, it's legit, and it's not being used for something it shouldn't be. And that basic idea, well, that's the foundation of all financial rules.
So, who's supposed to provide this security? In Nigeria's booming digital economy, the answer is the country's central bank. And believe me, they are stepping up in a major way.
That's right, the Central Bank of Nigeria, or the CBN, is getting directly involved. And we're not just talking about them writing some rules and walking away. Nope. They're building a system to actively watch over the companies that handle our digital money, making sure everybody is playing by the book.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. It's all about how they're doing this. And to really get what's happening, we need to get a handle on a couple of key terms first.
First up, you're going to hear this acronym a lot, VSAPs. It stands for Virtual Asset Service Providers, but honestly, just think of them as the digital platforms and exchanges you use for crypto and other online money. They're the companies right at the center of all this.
And these are the rules those VASPs have to follow. AML, CFT, CPF. I know it sounds like a bunch of alphabet soup, but it basically just stands for anti-money laundering and rules against financing terrorism. It's really just a global playbook to stop bad guys from using the financial system for illegal stuff.
Okay, so we've got the companies and we've got the rules. But how is the CBN actually putting this into practice? Well, they're starting small and smart. They're using what's called a regulatory sandbox, which is just a fancy way of saying it's a safe, controlled test run.
So they've launched this special pilot program. This isn't a massive nationwide rollout. Not yet, anyway. It's a really focused, controlled test. The whole idea is to see how this new supervision actually works in the real world before they expand it everywhere.
And to kick things off, they've picked a very specific number of companies to be part of this test. Just 6. But don't let the small number fool you. These are some of the biggest players in Nigeria's whole tech scene.
Yeah, this pilot includes some absolute heavy hitters in African fintech, like Flutterwave and Paystack, plus 4 other major firms. By starting with these big, established companies, the CBN can make sure the test is actually meaningful and gives them some really valuable information. Now, it's super important to understand that this pilot program isn't just happening in a bubble. It's actually a really critical piece of a much, much bigger national strategy.
See, this is about more than just some new regulations. It's a huge signal to the rest of the world that Nigeria is serious, dead serious, about cleaning up its financial ecosystem and getting in line with global standards.
And this whole thing lines up perfectly with the stated goals of the current administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look, Nigeria has one of the fastest-growing digital economies in Africa. Making sure it's secure isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely essential for its future.
This really shows you the long-term vision here. The pilot program? That's what's happening right now, today. But the ultimate goal, stretching all the way to 2031 and even further, is to build a permanently safer, more trusted financial system for the entire country.
Okay, so we've talked about the government and these big companies, but what does all of this really mean for you, the average person who's using these digital services every single day? When you boil it all down, it comes out to 3 huge benefits for you. First, your transactions are just plain more secure. Second, the companies you're trusting with your money are being held to a much higher standard. And third, all of that leads to a stronger, more stable economy for everybody. And really, that's the bottom line. Every rule, every test, every single part of this program comes back to one simple, powerful idea: building trust. Trust for you, the user, trust for investors, and trust on the world stage.
Which, leaves us with this one big, fascinating question. As Nigeria leads the way on this, could its new system become the blueprint for other countries trying to figure out the crazy world of digital finance? It's definitely something worth watching. Thanks for joining us.